Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to core training tonight. We're excited to have everybody here, and we're going to get started. First thing on the agenda is I'm going to go over a few things because I don't know that everybody knows everything that's going on. So I made some flyers tonight. Yay me. So I'm going to pull up my screen. Get into my photos. And right there. So they're not in any particular order, but we are going to talk about Bring It On Tuesday. So I think a couple people were a little bit confused this last Tuesday. I am in the middle of a class right now on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock. And so this is my last week of that class. So Courtney has already agreed again to jump on and do Bring It On Tuesdays with y'all. So this week is going to be with Tanya Phipps, run by Courtney Joe. So anyway, so what Bring It On Tuesdays is, sometimes people's life gets so busy and they're like, I don't have time to follow up. I don't have time to do anything. So this is like a 20-minute session. So we jump on at 10 o'clock. We respect your time. We talk just a couple of minutes. We mute the lines out, and it gives you a time. It's just a time to sit there and breathe a minute and say, okay, I'm going to follow up with this. I'm going to call this person and make an appointment. And it's your time to kind of take a breather and get yourself together for the week, because get it over here, follow-up Fridays will be right around the corner. So this follow-up Fridays is something that we started last Friday. So if you were not able to jump on, be sure and jump on this Friday. So what follow-up Fridays is, and it's all the same number that you're on now. So it's the Tanya and Pat personal page. So all these that I'm talking about right now are on that same Tanya and Pat personal page. So you're in the right place right now, and you are more than welcome to jump on and invite your teams to all of these events. Follow-up Fridays, we started it last Friday. A great tool so that you can stop a minute. It's 10 o'clock in the morning because we have till midnight that night to make things happen for somebody. So that is the time that we're going to jump on together, take a minute, look in our back office, see who we need to help rank up. You know, like we had one person that needed $13 to rank up. And if she would not have done that $13 on Friday night, guess what? It would have been right back to the beginning where she had to do $400 because Saturday morning at 12:01, everything zeroes out in your back office. So I know a lot of people think that that is a bad thing, but it's not. It's a great thing because that is your business. And, you know, if you made one sale, if you had a mom and pop shop of anything, you know, maybe you have a boutique, maybe you have you have a restaurant and you sell, let's say, fish plates, and you know, whatever it is, if you did not have people coming in every day, every month, every week, then you wouldn't have a business. So when you get paid on everything the following week that you did that one week. So that is a positive. Don't look at your wash as a negative, because the more you build, the more that you have come the following Friday. So that is a great thing. That is the people that came into your shop that week and bought something. And so then you get paid on it the next Friday. You know, you have a water bill that comes out every week because, I mean, every month, right? So every month you have to go pay a water bill. Every month you have to pay an electric bill. And so it's the same thing. If you were to turn your electricity off, they wouldn't get that money for that month. So look at it as a positive, not a negative. But this is the time that we're going to jump in there together. Take a minute, look at our back office, and I will be there. And you can ask questions. Hey, what do I do? You know, how can I help this person reach the next $13? How can I help this person because they're only $2 away? You know, it's little things like that that if we don't look into our back office and know where to look into our back office to help somebody, maybe they have to start over on Saturday and they have 400 points to go. But so that's why we have started this very great tool. Hope you all jump on and join at 10 o'clock on Fridays for Follow-Up Fridays. Next on the agenda, PXP. This is not, well, we'll just talk about it. So this you can find in Boards, the Boards app, the Shining Star, which is Slenderize. At the bottom right, it says events. Touch on this. If you or you know somebody on your team that has not bought their tickets for PXP, they can touch the blue. Now, this is just a screenshot, so I can't touch it here. So they can touch the blue and grab a ticket. No, yeah, touch the blue and grab the ticket. So get their tickets now. It is September the 20th through the 22nd. I asked Brent today if we know any of the details. He said not as of yet. So the details will be coming very, very soon. Next, we have core training, and I'm going to start posting this along with the link that we have. So core training is what's happening right now. We jump on here, we learn something, we get some tips and tricks to take us throughout the week. So now we're together on Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. So I hope you all get your team on here, because this is your small group. You know, when you go somewhere and it's just so big, sometimes people are too afraid to ask questions. These are the places, that's your small group, that you are able to unmute your line and ask questions. Next, the very last thing I want to announce is we do have a prayer call. Prayer call is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You are able to join it. Now, this is a conference call number, so this is not early. This is not a Zoom. So you dial this number. The pin is right there, 881096#. Well, yes. And then you can get on the prayer call. We just kind of lift Jesus up. We don't kind of lift Jesus up. We lift Jesus up and pray for everybody and pray for our businesses and pray for America. And so if you want to join us, you're invited. Absolutely, you're invited. So also last week, Courtney trained on the first steps. So if you want to grab a screenshot of this, she did put the link in our partner code, and so you can absolutely go take a copy of that, and then you can save it as copy, and you can make some changes on that for you. Okay, now we are going to open the line up, and I am going to introduce Miss Angela. So this is her pictures. I'm so excited for Angela. She looks amazing and is doing fantastic. So right now I'm going to get rid of my screen, and we're going to open the line and let Angela tell us her story. Angela, are you ready?
Unmute. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, girl. Go.
All right. So my name is Angela Cobb. I met Ann Margaret around the end of April at jury duty, and she introduced me to the drops. I actually started my drops on May 2nd, so Thursday was 10 weeks for me that I've been on them. I have lost 32 pounds and 29 inches so far. I am completely off of blood pressure medicines, completely off of restless leg medicines, completely off of fibromyalgia medicines. I've cut my sleeping pills by a third, my cholesterol medicine by half. I've had no fibromyalgia flare-ups in the last 10 weeks. My plantar fasciitis in my feet is gone. My night sweats are gone. And my hemoglobin A1C at my last doctor visit was 5.6, which is down from 6.1 last year. So, and on top of that, I went from a 22 to a 24 in pant size, all the way down to an 18 just with those 32 pounds.
Wow. Wow. So I got a couple of questions for you. So what is your go-to to eat to stay on plan?
Chia seed pudding. Anytime I'm having a craving of any kind, it's the chia seed pudding or nuts, depending on what I'm craving.
Good. Because I know a lot of people like that little crunch. I like that little crunch too. And so So obviously it's the almond, well, the nuts for
Well,
you for the
the
little
chia
crunch.
seed pudding is more of your ice cream, yogurt, that type thing, craving, cheesecake, because you put the berry compote on top of it, and it's more like a berry cheesecake, is what it reminds me of. So it's a good, almost like you're cheating, and it's completely on plan. And then if you want something crunchy or you want something a little salty, then the nuts are always a good fallback.
Good job. Thank you. Thank you. So if you have the link that we put in several times back, and if you have the link on the foods, I have put what she just talked about and recommended. That is in there. So if you don't have that link, let me know. I can get it to you. I can repost it in the Partner Up with Partner Co. Messenger group, and you can have the recipe because Ann Margaret gave it to me last week when I was there. And so great job, Angela. Man, I'm excited about your numbers. And did y'all see her picture?
I'm
Don't she
excited
look?
to try in again Tuesday.
So you weigh once a week?
I weigh periodically, but it only counts once a week
Okay,
because you
okay.
kind
Because
of
when
fluctuate here and
right.
there.
Well, good job. Congratulations. And I love that
Thank
that
you.
you have your go-to when you start craving, because that is where people fail. I mean, is when they're
Yep.
like, oh, I'm starving, I'm starving. So your go-to, I love it. And in fact, just to let you know, I was down at Mama's and I was like, I am hungry. And I came home and I got me some chia seed pudding that I have in my refrigerator. So there you go.
There you
All
go.
right. Thank you, Angela. Appreciate you for being on the call tonight. Great job. I'm so excited about how you look great and you sound great. Now, I do want to just remind everybody that we don't treat, cure, or diagnose anything. But when you put the right things in your body's created to take care of itself. That's the way our bodies are created. So thank you, Jesus, for that. I will repost that. So anyway, all right. So thank you, Angela. I appreciate you. And guys, next we're gonna have Miss Ann Margaret. Let's see if I can pull up her picture real quick. Let's see. Where are you? Where are you? Where's the picture? I have to go through all the things to get to the pictures because it's not like it used to be. Where are you? There she is. So there's Miss Ann Margaret. And so I'm going to welcome her on the call. And first thing I want her to do is I want her to tell her story. And then she's got some tips and tricks for you guys to help you throughout your day on making things happen.
Hi, everybody. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay. Well, a little bit about my story. I met the beautiful Lisa Ford Slade January the 8th this year down in Baton Rouge. Her husband and my husband are both serving on the Soil and Water Conservation Board for our parishes. So we're up in DeSoto Parish and they're down in down near in Jonesville. Can't remember which parish. And we ran into each other a number of times. I said, I finally stuck my hand out when I saw her for about the 6th time getting on and off the elevator and said, hi, my name is Ann Margaret Jones. I think that God is telling me I need to meet you. How are you today? She introduced herself and we proceeded to say hello and exchange names, ran into each other 2 or 3 other times. And the last time or the 3rd time that we ran into each other, I told her, I said, 3rd time's a charm. I guess God said we weren't finished with our conversation yet. And we got into a conversation in the concierge room that there was food everywhere. And I had a slice of this beautiful chantilly cake that was really, really yummy. And something came up about her son's wedding. And I said, my son's getting married in October. I said, I swear when my husband and I got married 3 years ago that my body just stopped working. I said, I feel like, I need to lose some weight. I've been fighting it. I feel like my body's fighting against me. And I took a big bite of cake and she took this tiny little piece of cake and took a bite. And she said, well, I've lost about 20 pounds in about 8 weeks. And I said, what are you doing? I need to know what this is. And so I proceeded to buy a box of drops from her. And in the process of coming home after we had left, I know that she said something to me about the diet plan. I really didn't listen to her very much. And I mean, it's one of those things. I think I just had like, selective hearing. And when we got in the truck to head home, I got my box of drops and the little QR code on the back. I read it or scanned it and started reading the approved food list and drink your water and get your sleep and exercise every day. And the nurse in me kicked in, and I took the box, I threw it in the back of the truck, and I said, "Doggone it." And he said, "What?" I said, "I just blew $150. And I said, anybody that does this diet and does these things is going to lose weight. So I said, I just burned money. And he said, "Well, you bought them, didn't you?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I did. So I'm going to do them." So I started doing them. Didn't change my diet for the first few days, but I noticed a change. And so about 4 days in, I got on the scale. I'd lost 4 pounds in 4 days, and I'd lost an inch in my weight. I told my husband, I said, "Oh my gosh, we found the miracle. They do work. They really do work." So I began to change my diet and knock out sugars and, really stick to the plan a little bit more. So that was January that I did that. I'm now down 44 pounds. I hadn't gotten on the scale this week. 44 pounds since January the 8th. And I feel better than I could have ever imagined. No hot flashes, no achy joints. I heft feed bags for animals all the time while we're here at the farm. And my wrists and ankles and knees were bothering me and don't have that anymore. My feet aren't aching. I sleep like a baby. And like all of y'all know, when you do the product, it is so amazing for so many non-scale wins that I can't even begin to tell you how many. And it's just been fantastic. I got my husband off of Red Bull using the Blue Frog product because it's so good and so healthy, and yet he still has energy. And he has a thyroid issue. I got him taking the drops, and he has lost his trimmer that he has had for 3.5 or more years in his hand. His mom had Parkinson's dementia, so it's something that I keep an eye on. And thankfully, it's controlling that trimmer, and everything is good. So the rest of my story was I called Lisa back after that first box and said, or after that first week, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to need some more of these drops because they do work." And so she told me about the, you can buy 4 and do the brand partnering. I was like, "Okay, look, I'll do this for the discount, but I am way too busy. I don't have time to sell this. So don't even think about it. I'm not going to sell the box, or I'm not going to sell anything." So I bought my 6 boxes for 6 months, thinking that that's how long I would need to get to where I wanted to go. And within 2 weeks, I had more people walking up to me and going, "You just look so good." In fact, Jean Hall, who may be on this call tonight, she tried to get on about 6 o'clock instead. She told me while we were having lunch, she said, "You just look so good. What are you doing?" And I said, "It's these drops." And I told her about them, and she didn't buy a box for me immediately, but I had 3 or 4 other people that came within the next week or so. And I ended up selling all 6 of the boxes that I had bought. And I called Lisa back and I said, "Okay, so here's the deal. I guess I do need to know what to do." And she proceeded to show me about boards and everything like that. And here we are in July, and everything is going well. And I love the products. I love what they can do for people. Again, with my nursing background, it is just, it makes my heart happy to be able to help people. And that right there is why I love this company. Everybody helps everybody else. And it's the products that are natural, that they're not harming people to get them to better health. And I feel like in the pharmaceutical industry, there's a lot of things that may help you in one manner, but they harm you in 5 or 6 others. And drug interactions and everything else, we don't have that with this product. And it's just been a joy to meet everybody and to get to know everybody better. And as far as me being busy, a little background. Do you want me to tell them about that too, Tanya?
I do. I want you to tell them all why you said I am not doing a party till October, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm not doing this, I'm not
Ahead.
doing that. But you have fit every bit of it in. And
Yeah.
as busy as you are and the things that you're doing, because you know what? We're all busy,
Oh,
but
yeah.
girl, you fit so much in a day's time.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. Just a little background for y'all, because I know Tanya and Angela know, and Lisa and Pat. But my husband and I have a tree and container nursery that sells plants wholesale to landscapers around the area. We do pop-up markets in town and sell azaleas, and we have daylilies and all sorts of stuff. And on top of that, we actually have a working farm. We have 160 to 170 head of cattle, mama cows. We have 8 bulls so that they rotate and everything else. Have a hay business. We have a sawmill. And I have right now 42 fainting goats, 6 Nubian goats, and about 140 chickens. So on top of doing all that, I also manage our office. So I do office work and secretarial work for Huel. So when we do have customers come in, I'm the one that takes the invoices and gets the money and does all that good stuff. So a lot on our plate. And we usually have 6 employees that help us do that. But with H-2A visas being exorbitant this year, like tripled in cost for us to do it, it was not feasible for us to bring our crew from Mexico this year. So we have 2 employees that we still kept on board. Our son, Christopher, my husband, Huel, our second cousin, Jordan, does our cattle a lot, and me. And so fitting that in, and I knew that that was what our year was going to do, it just was almost impossible to think of, like, where can I carve out time to be able to do this year. And when when Lisa approached me about doing a party, I'm like, dude, we got to get over summer and get into our slow season, which is October, November, December. And again, my son is getting married in October. In fact, I leave for Texas on Wednesday. I'll be gone for 14 days for 2 showers, 3 or 4 meetings with brand partners that are over in Texas. I've kind of got them spread out all over the place. And so just trying to find the time with that. But the biggest thing I think that happened when Lisa and Tanya and I were talking was, this business is selling itself. I mean, it's doing itself, but I need to get more people to know about this. And I said, if I could sit on the top of the barn and yell it and everybody could hear it, I'd do it, because it is such a fantastic product and can help so many people. Between the Alzheimer's and dementia, which has been rebranded kind of as type 3 diabetes, we know that this is a product that can be helpful for so many people. And again, the nurse in me kicked in really heavily, and I cannot not tell people about this. And we were at a party, for a birthday party for a friend of ours on Saturday. I sold 2 boxes of drops at a birthday party because the lady it's his wife asked me how things were going. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going great, but business is crazy. And the lady next to her said, what business are you doing? I said, well, it's these skinny drops, these things. She was like, what are these skinny drops? And so it sells itself. But again, it's such a good product that I can't shut up about it. And I don't want to hear anything about me talking too much, because I know I do anyway. But the way that I have kind of managed this is kind of chunking my day down, that, I get up in the morning, the animals take priority in the morning for the first couple of hours. I listen to Zoom calls in my pocket with roosters going on behind me, a lot. And then after that, I take about 20 minutes before I feed the animals, post something on Facebook. I set a time for about 20 minutes that I go in, and I go into my friends and I go and see what my friends are doing, not just my partner co-friends, but my friends are doing. And I like and I comment on them. And then I go on and I go do my thing. And then after I'm done with that, I go into the office, and I check my back office usually a couple of times a day, in the morning and the evening. And a lot of that is to see what's rolling in as far as when people are doing their subscriptions, what it's going to hit, and what my balance is, to kind of know that if I decide to go and order another 10-pack, or if I need to order another box of Renew or whatever it is that I do, where I need to go and take it from, or put it from, because financially it makes more sense to buy it from your downline, give them the points, because I'm where I need to be. My points will come. But you need to make sure to get that point and that bonus volume, you put it on your pay line. And the only way that you know that is to look and see which one is your pay line that day, because mine flip-flop all the time. I think yesterday it was 2, and now today it's 3, and now it's 1. So and I actually have 3 legs, so that kind of, don't let it confuse you. But my number one pay line was so long that I had to catch it up. When I caught it up, I had a lot of people that were bonus people and weren't selling on line 1, but line 2 and line 3 were just going gangbusters. And so those kind of flip back and forth. And so taking just, and I guess I would say that I spend maybe an hour to an hour and a half, and that's with following up with customers. Again, 20 minutes at a time. That 20 minutes at a time, I'll text the people that I have made, and I take the time that when somebody gets a box and I know that they've started, that I put a scheduled time about a week to 2 weeks later to follow up with them. And I'll send them a message and just say, hey, just check it on you. How are things going? Do you have any questions? What are you liking about the drops? And I will invariably get a response back. And then, there's always that 1 or 2 that they just follow up. They don't want you to contact them. They don't want anything. I still will follow up with them about a week to 2 weeks later after that. And it really just, it makes sense, again, with making sure that the person is doing well. I think at the beginning of my business, I wasn't following up as much. And so I was like, well, why are all these people falling off? Well, the follow-up is really important, and making sure that if they have questions besides the circle of health, and making sure that they get in circle of health, is following up with them as a personal contact. And sometimes it's not even following up with them about the drops. It's just like, hey girl, what's up? How's your week going? And doing that. And it's, they'll share with you if there's a good thing going on, and they'll share with you if there's a question. But it's about personal relationships, I think, more than a business in that aspect, in the follow-up aspect. And so, I love this company, and I love you guys and getting to know everybody. And I think that the events have been, it's funny you said, I told you to wait till October. I think I've had 6 events now. And I think I went to my first one when we went up to West Monroe the other day for Mary Catherine's. That's the first event that I've actually just been a participant at, not actually throwing the event or doing anything like that. So I seem like I've put the cart before the horse a couple of times, and that was one of them too, was putting the cart before the horse of having the events before I went to an event. But it's been fun.
Well, great job. And no, it's not putting the cart before the horse, because you want to have a lunch party. And if you're on here and you have not had a lunch party, if you have not started your own event, I encourage you, get it on the calendars today, because that is how you grow. And Margaret, great tips on follow up, great tips on 20-minute increments, because Lord knows I just run from daylight to dark myself. And so fitting in those little windows of time just really means a lot. So yes, indeed, the fortune is definitely in the follow-up. So anyway, does anybody have any questions you want to ask Angela, me, or Ann Margaret while we're here? Well, there you go. I think that you did everything fantastic and wonderful. Angela, again, thank you for your great story. And guys, let's grow this thing. Be sure and join in tomorrow morning. We're going to do prayer call Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7:30 in the morning. Follow up Tuesdays at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Bring it on Tuesdays, and then follow up Fridays is going to be at 10 o'clock on Friday. And guys, let's grow your team, and let's help your team take all the money they can from this company, because that's what it's all about, is helping them grab that extra dollar. If it's $13 left and they would have left $300 on the table, let's grab that $13, right? So that means a lot. So great. Thank y'all very much. Appreciate every one of y'all. And we will see you guys in the morning. God bless. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.